Obviously, to get leads, you need to get more eyeballs. And how do you get them? Well, what you want to do is you don't want to pitch to your service, but rather to them just watching a long form video of saying. When I say setter is a person who calls all the leads who signed up for a time and date through a Calendly and type. People who do the setting call and are qualified for the sales call. So only 30% of the 50% who we call are even qualified to talk to the sales guys. Respond by sending them a link to your YouTube channel and say, hey, here's the answer to exactly the question you asked me. This is how we do it. And then they click on.
Mosey just made the biggest investment in his entire life. And it's into school.com, which is owned by Sam Ovitz. Why this investment by itself is he was only targeting 0.0001% of his entire audience to basically make at least $1 million in profit per year. Where obviously way over 95% of his audience are basically broke. He has 2 million followers and so much, and keep his frame of I'm not selling you anything, I'm just referring. And let's analyze Iman Gage's best performing ads on YouTube.
Listen to me. What are you doing with your life?
First of all, amazing hook, but besides the point, how he's running this is very, very smart. He just takes his entire massive YouTube audience of millions and millions of views and just retargets them. Notice how he directly calling you, the audience, out. And also, he expects everybody to know him. This is you plan out 3 things. Number 1 is the hook, number 2 is the main part, and number 3 is the call to action. And you need to tie it all down together to make it around one angle. His angle here, your fucking phone, you're sitting on Instagram. That is why you didn't get shit done last year. Because I understand if you're running a coaching business or agency, even after watching all this video, how and what do you actually upsell to your clients the right way? Now, let me add in your niche. I don't know what your clients need. However, I know that they need something. And for me in particular, that all of my clients who are successful need a tax accountant. And I started this upsell where I connected my clients to a warehouse. And this warehouse told them, if you would be a coach in the dating niche, the equivalent to what I just said would be something along the lines of how do you manage your time with way too many dates? But if you sell solutions to a problem which is not there yet, people just jump over. And I'm constantly seeing how fitness coaches are doing this as well. I'm gonna show you how you lose weight and then stay in shape. And for dating, for example, it could be a style coach. So you're the dating coach. However, there are different things. Number 1 is you could be affiliated with a clothing company. Number 2 is you can upsell a personal shopper. So either is finding a photographer and selling. For example, if you're doing email marketing for e-commerce brands, a very logical upsell will be conversion rate optimization. However, maybe you have no
channel right here gets me around 50 leads every qualified though. However, 25 good leads every single day. And the biggest mistakes and myths which people think about YouTube lead generation, I emphasize here, is YouTube, if done correctly, is not a full-time job at all. If you do with all the leads from all the other platforms are going to search you up on YouTube and not find shit. And secondly, that's the most important one, YouTube by itself is the most profitable lead generation method out there. My dream client here is not thinking, all right, will my dream client click on this video? Will my dream client
I know how to get attention from my target audience. And this is probably the most powerful, which allowed me to get into the same ballpark as Alex Hormozi, Iman Gage, Sam Ovitz, all the top guys.
A friend of mine asked me a question on what the most important skill was, which allowed me to think I have this little superpower, which is not caring about problems. For example, I started running email marketing for my coaching business at 300K cash collected a month. That's the moment where everything just clicked and it made sense on why I letters from like the tax guys from Germany, and they're like, you owe us like 10K. And they didn't even have 10K, but until they freeze my bank account or I get a letter that I have to go to jail, it's not a burning fire.
Of all the biggest learnings I had over this year, so 2023.
And basically I started out this year making around 200K a month. And then basically for the last like 4 or 5 months, I started making 500K a month. You have a jump in profit or revenue, or things start to do really well, you think it's just gonna keep jumping up and up and up. Because for example, these jumps are very non-linear. You have a plateau and you just cannot get past it. And then I just learned this growth is not linear at all. It's always connected to plateaus and bottlenecks. Actual changes I did, which made everything better. And changes, just one of the changes was me starting to focus more on YouTube. You need to just prepare way more before you actually record. So basically what we have, a person who's scripting all my videos, and then we added a second person who's doing example research. Next realization I had this this year was peanuts start to matter. My general thought and this Dave guy. And these three guys I have all under my wing. Mikey. And the thing which happened this year as well was the client results just skyrocketed because we had.
So how you should generally structure this is the first couple of questions should be about life beginnings. So what were your biggest challenges?
How would you describe the program structure to someone who isn't in? So they're gonna crushing it, or if they actually don't do that, I'm basically gonna see your coaching business and you're making over 10K a month, but you cannot reach 100K monthly. I have to tell you that it's reaching 100K a month. It's because you understand how to make 100K a month. For me, couldn't scale. No matter what I did, I literally tried everything. I wasn't able to scale. I scaled later on to 250K, then 300K, then should scale to 100 back in the day. First of all, identify the most money-making activities. So have all your client calls on Sundays, bang out the entire day. It's like a 9 to 5, but just way more work and not 9 to 5, but like obviously there always are shortcuts. And one of them is having a person
anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000 in. Per one is, will my dream client click on my video? Number two is, will my dream client watch my entire video? Entire channel, will he want to buy my services? If you have everything I learned about the YouTube algorithm in that time period. So here are my 10 favorite tricks. Number one is, if you put in a super engaging and viral video in the first minute of would your dream client actually click on your video? And also, would he keep watching after the first minute? And this is something, again, how I'm getting this 50 ROAS. This is, we look at suggested videos, browse feature, and channel pages. You're good. And if you are running a coaching business or an agency, I might actually have something for you. The journey of scaling my business from 0 to 500K a month, I did tons of, I'm just gonna give you 5 golden nuggets, which I've learned over the last couple of years. And one is calling leads directly and not when the next 5 to 10 minutes, you're gonna have a person who's gonna call them. The chance your landing page is gonna be reviewed by the Google ads or Facebook ads or TikTok ads teams. So you all stop and run it for the phone, nobody notices it. And basically you can claim, if you're running Facebook or TikTok ads, for example, if you're running Facebook ads, the problem is that sometimes not real humans are gonna check your stuff, but it's actually gonna be Facebook's bot algorithm, which is gonna basically detect your thing as wrong. And it of my full team, number 1 in sales, number 2 in client delivery, and number 3 in content. I basically have these 3 departments in the team with service delivery. Now this is how between 5 and 50K views only. However, I'm gonna dissect why they're converting so well and that, and I just ask him, how many businesses have you built so far? None. So why the fuck you jumped in and said exactly the same? So basically, because they feel called out, that what actually is converting. So I can literally is the reactions of the other students. So if it's a group call, everybody's gonna go crazy in the chat and basically is gonna comment on the 2 leads on autopilot for basically ever.